Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, am I audible to you guys? Just let me know in the comment section. Anyone watching it from YouTube and all? Okay. See, this session today is all about the introduction to cybersecurity. I mean, how can you get into this cybersecurity field? How can you upgrade your career if you're already working in IT industry? And what are basically the job opportunities, right? Because that is the most important thing. If you want to get into some field and you have completed your degree or you're pursuing your degree right now, okay, you are trying to get into IT industry, you love spending time with computers, okay, doing programming or any other stuff, okay. So if you want to get into this field, okay, so I will try to explain everything, okay, within this short period of time. Let's see how much I can. And the last 15 minutes of this session, I'll try to answer your questions. If you have any questions, just type it in the comment section. Okay. So in the last 15 minutes, I will try to answer as many questions as possible. Okay. So before starting, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Somdeb Chakraborty, and I am working as information security analyst in Indian School of Ethical Hacking. Okay, our Indian School of Ethical Hacking is cybersecurity training come audit institute. Okay, so we do auditing for big firms also, and we train students all over the world basically. So let's start with the cybersecurity introduction today. Okay, so if you're just a beginner and if you're just intrigued by this term, that is cybersecurity, okay, so obviously you are in the right place. So let's start with this. So I'm going to start with what is cybersecurity. The topic I'm going to cover today, as I said, that what do you mean by cybersecurity? I mean, what is basically cybersecurity? Because naturally, who doesn't know? Everybody think when it comes to hacking or ethical hacking, this term, everyone just think about like this is something illegal we are doing. We are hacking Facebook. We are hacking this. We are hacking that. No. My first response is to that is no. We don't do that here, literally. Okay. So what is cybersecurity? We don't hack Facebook. We don't hack Gmail, obviously. So what do we do? We basically do penetration testing, auditing of companies. We try to find vulnerabilities, we try to exploit them, we try to report them, report that back to the company it belongs to, and everything. Okay, so I'll explain it later. Okay, this is just the introduction part. Now, next I will explain what are the career opportunities in cybersecurity. I mean, what are the jobs you can get in cybersecurity? Okay, what are the job aspects in future in upcoming 3 or 5 years? 3 to 5 years, there's a huge opening in IT industry for cybersecurity analysts. Okay, next, I'm going to explain it to you that the path to become a penetration tester. I mean, what you must learn, what knowledge you should acquire just to begin. Okay, because see, there are so many YouTube videos out there. To be honest, you can go over and search YouTube, and there are so many YouTube videos. You will find that that will tell you that yeah, there you have to do this, that, and these are the courses and everything. And yes, all of the videos are correct and everything, but still. Uh, I feel that there is a lack of uh, complete information that should be provided to you to get into cybersecurity field. Otherwise, if I say why I'm doing this session today, okay, what is the actual motive of this session? Because there are so many cybersecurity analysts right now, cybersecurity experts we need in IT industry. Okay, not only in India, in outside also. The thing is that if I just tell you that you're doing suppose BTech in computer science engineering, you're doing BTech in some other fields of electronics, maybe you are doing BCA, you are doing MTech, you are doing MSc, whatever you are doing related, and you are trying to get a job in cybersecurity. Now the thing is that the problem is maximum number of students will tell, yeah, I am going to be a software developer, I'm going to be maybe if you will tell that I'm going to be an application developer, I'm going to be a cloud uh, cloud architect or something, or network architect. There are very few students who will say that. Now the thing is that, okay, these are the fields, and I'm not saying these fields are bad. Obviously, I'm not saying, but there is another scope, another field you can get into, and that is cybersecurity. And now, why cybersecurity is very much important, no matter if you're going into software development field. That is a great field. Without software development team, we can't have these kind of softwares, obviously. So software development is very important. But side by side, if I talk about cybersecurity, cybersecurity fits with every genre in IT. Okay, maybe you're a database administrator, you need someone to secure that database. Maybe you're a software developer, you need someone to secure that software. Yeah, maybe you're a website developer, you need someone to secure that website, right? Maybe you're a cloud architect, AWS architect, or anything you have learned, Azure architect. But obviously, you need a cloud security expert for that to secure your cloud system, right? Without security, nothing can go smoothly, right? Because every day we talk about there are so many things, so many news about hacking and everything. Okay, right, there are so many general hackings, like bank frauds are happening over call. They will take your bank account numbers and everything. These are the general hacking things are going on. And in IT industry, if I talk about the IT industry, there are so many things like data. You have to assess the risk management. I mean the data security. I mean everything depends on data today. Everything depends on the databases today, right? This data analysis, this cloud, everything is depends on these things. But we need a guy to secure that part. Suppose, let me give you an example. First start with the cyber security, then I will tell you. Okay. And guys, again, if you have any questions, just write it in the comment section, and in the last 15 minutes, I will try to answer that. Okay. So now, as introduction, I can say that cybersecurity is the application of technologies, processes, and controls to protect systems, networks, programs, devices, and data from cyber attacks. Okay, so not only our data, it will protect our system, networks, programs, devices, whatever we are using, whatever is connected with the internet. Okay, whatever is connected, included to configure the network connection and all. We need a cybersecurity expert for each and everything. Okay, for each and every aspect, we need a cybersecurity expert. Now let's talk about another thing. It aims to reduce the risk of cyber attacks and protect against the unauthorized exploitation of systems, network, and technologies. So this is basically what, if we just talk about a network. Okay, whenever we're talking about a network consists of so many network devices. Suppose there is a network like a server, a router, DNS server is there, there is our laptop. Okay, we're accessing the data from the server and this. Okay, now if this procedure, all of this procedure, that I mean, let me explain the procedure first. So we are searching just google.com in our laptop. We hit enter, and within 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds, hardly, Google homepage will come up to our screen. Okay, but in the background, what is happening? Okay, that we must know to secure our network, right? What is happening in the background? That request will go to the DNS server first. It will take the Google server IP address. It will retrieve the Google server IP address from the domain name from the DNS. Then it will go to the server via some routers and other network devices. It will go to the Google server. There it will there the request will enter in the server. Okay, there will be a TCP/3 handshake will happening, and there are so many technical things will happen. Then the server will return a response. Okay, and that response is that Google homepage we are seeing. Okay, but it happens within those 1 or 2 seconds. Okay, now without knowing these background functionalities, we cannot secure the network. We never thought about it, like okay, this is what is happening in the background, right? So now let's think it from a hacker's perspective. Okay, now what happens? Someone sends a request. I can intercept the request from in between, and then I can change the request, I can send it to the server. Okay, and that means or also I can manipulate. I can intercept the response from the server and manipulate it and send it to the user. Okay, so now the thing is that I said that hacker can intercept that request in between somewhere, that request or the response. Okay, so this is the job of a cybersecurity expert to stop that thing. If we don't provide security, it will be very easy to do this part. Okay, for a hacker, but but with cybersecurity, we can encrypt the data, we can secure the location. I mean, we can monitor the network for any suspicious movement or anything. Okay, so this is the basically the job of a cybersecurity expert. Okay, now let's talk about the job profiles first. Okay, so suppose you're right now, as I said, that maybe you're pursuing your BTech or grad in computer specialization subjects or anything, or maybe you are completed or you're working in an IT. So here are some job profiles. You can search on naukri.com and monster.com, like job portals, with these keywords. If you just write ethical hacker, it will never come up. Okay, these are the job profiles basically, like security architect. Okay, like security consultant, penetration tester, chief information security officer, cryptographer, security analyst, security engineer. There's so many job profiles out there. In some specialized roles, intrusion detection specialist, computer security incident responder, source code auditor, threat analyst. There are so many things. Okay, so many aspects, so many job roles. Okay, each job role have some basic thing in common, and also there are some specific tasks that these job roles must perform. Okay, like if I talk about security architect, if you learn about it, if I talk about security architect, that means you have to create a secure network type of thing. Okay, and I mean, you have to design the security part from and you must protect your company, suppose for who you're working for, and all. So you have to create and have to protect that network with your architecture. I mean, you have to implement some security devices like firewall, IDS, IPS. There are so many things you have to implement. Okay, there are so many protocols you have to implement. There are so many for roles you have to give to the system admin to to make your network secure. There are so many things you have to do. Okay, then there is security consultant. Obviously, what consultant does. Okay, advises and all. Penetration tester. Okay, there will be some companies like we audit some companies like Coca-Cola and Tata Steel and all. We approach them and they just gave their whole website addresses and external internal IP addresses to us. We try to break those break their security. Okay, we try to breach, and we exploit, and then we create a report and submit it back to them. Okay, that this is the vulnerabilities in your system, this is the vulnerabilities in your network. Now you have to fix this part. Okay, otherwise, okay, any black hat hacker can come in, get inside your network and can steal your important valuable data. And that is very important for any company to secure their data, right? Otherwise nobody is secure, because like a few days back, there's a famous, I'm not going to take the name, but there's a famous pizza joint. Okay, uh, you go to any pizza joint like a Domino's or Pizza Hut or somewhere, anywhere, McDonald's maybe, and you pay the bill with your credit card, your debit card or something. Okay, and those card details are saved in a database, suppose. Now what happens, it happens to a pizza joint, as I said. It happens to a aviation company also a few days back, that every user's data were leaked. I mean, hackers hacked into their databases very easy. There are so many loopholes in their system, so hacker hacked into them and they stole all the user data. Okay, now, so what is the security in using this kind of services? We all basically right now very much rely on net banking. I mean, those Google Pay, Paytm payment and all and everything. Okay, but where is the security? Without security, you cannot imagine what can happen. I mean, you obviously you can imagine, like your all of your money can be stolen or anything, right? This is very risky nowadays. Okay, but technological advancement, we have to use this thing. Okay, we are very much used to do the payment via this and that and all. Okay, but we do it blindly, like we think that yeah, this company is maybe secure, obviously they hope this company is not going to do anything with my data and all. No, obviously you're right, that company is not going to do anything, but but a hacker can get inside their database and steal your data. Now hacker can do anything, right? That is the basic threat right now. Okay, so penetration tester does what? Does this exactly same thing what a hacker will do, exploit the system, except that's data stealing part. We don't steal company's data. We just breach, exploit, and report it back to them. That this is how I breached into your network. This is how I exploited your system database, and this is the risks you're currently you are going through. So just fix it. This is what penetration tester does. Okay, basically penetration tester terms come from penetrating the network, penetrating the web application or something, penetrating. Okay, so this is penetration tester. Then there is chief information security officer, cryptographer. Cryptographer does a very good job. They encrypt the data. They encrypt encryption decryption part. I mean public key cryptography they are doing, private cryptography they are doing. Okay, whatever we are sending, whatever we're doing on the internet. Okay, they encrypt our data so that if a hacker will steal our data, they will get that encrypted format and they cannot decrypt it. If they cannot decrypt it, they cannot use that data, right? Just like you have all heard about that WhatsApp has that facility called end-to-end encryption. Now what is this end-to-end encryption? That means you are sending someone hello and you hit the send button and then directly it will encrypt to the WhatsApp or whatever algorithm WhatsApp is using. Okay, with that algorithm it will they will encrypt that text message. They will send it to the victim's phone. Sorry, not victim, sorry. They will send it to the receiver's phone, and in the receiver phone the WhatsApp algorithm will decrypt that data and show it to us. Okay, in between if some attacker will fetch that data, intercept that data, okay, intercept that message. Now that attacker will get a encrypted format of that message. Now attacker cannot decrypt it without knowing the decryption algorithm, without knowing the decryption key. Okay, so there are so many things in cryptography also. Now security analyst, obviously the same thing, security engineer, engineering the security purposes and all. Then there comes intrusion detection specialist. Intrusion detection specialist is very important for any company. Like I said that you have to set up a bunch of things like firewall, IDS, IPS, honeypots, and there are so many things you have to install. There are so many devices. Okay, you will learn eventually. I'll tell you how to learn, how to get into these things and how you can learn this. Right now I'm just telling you that what actually happens in this role if you just do a job in this role. Okay, so intrusion detection specialist means basically whenever something suspicious happening on the network. Okay, so you have to configure your IDS, I mean intrusion detection system, that IDS or and firewall. You have to as a specialist you have to set it up in such a way that any malicious request, malicious intentive incoming request, outgoing response, anything, okay, you can detect so that you can keep your network safe. That is your job. Computer security incident responder, source code auditor, threat analyst. Okay, now there are basically two types of things. One job role is to audit things, like a company will come to you, suppose you are working in an audit firm. Okay, now an IT company will come to you and ask you that audit my company's internal and external. Now see, I'm mentioning two things, internal and external thing. Okay, there are two things in a company: internal IPs, external IPs, internal network, external network. Okay, external is what? whatever we can suppose, let's talk about Microsoft.com. Whatever we can see their websites and all their services, these are external networks, right? They can be accessed by public. And then there is internal network. Okay, in this network they are working. Okay, yeah, all the Microsoft offices working in the same internal network. Okay, now we have to audit those external network to look for any security breaches. If there is any security vulnerability or weak point, from where an attacker can get into their external network, and from there they can steal the database and data, and they can get into maybe the internal network. Okay, we have to point out that vulnerability. And then there comes internal network security. That means we have to we can get into their office, and we can get into their network and try to see if an employee can do anything or not. Like threat analyst. Threat analyst is like, whatever your company is doing, your company's internal data must be secure. So this is basically the job. Okay, in every profile, as I said, that every profile has something in common, which is to secure whatever your job role is, to secure that part. Maybe system, maybe network, maybe web application, maybe internal network. You have to secure it. That is basically our part. Secure it from whom? Malicious intended hackers, right? Anything, any hacker who has a bad intent to harm your company's uh, goodwill, or harm your company customer base or something like this. Okay, so we just have to block them from accessing any private sensitive data. Okay, now see, maybe there is a question can come up, like when company is building the website, when company is building the internet network, okay, they are giving ID, passwords, username, this, that, only admin can access their database and all. So it is secure. Without knowing your password, no hacker can get into your network. That's what you think, but that is not the case. There are so many things, there are so many ways. Without even knowing the username and password, an attacker can get into your system. Or there are so many things, there are so many things. When you start learning these things, you will learn there are so many methodologies you have to follow. There are so many protocols you can exploit. Okay, I'll tell you how to start with that. Okay, so these are basically the job roles. Okay, now talking about these job roles, I will come to that later. I mean, how many jobs, where you can find the jobs and all. So I'm showing it to one more time. If you want to, if you are looking for a job, if you suppose if you are watching this video, after this video, if you start thinking that no, he's just telling this because he's a cybersecurity expert, so that's why he's telling us to get into this. No, I'm not. You can you can just go to any job portal and search with these keywords. Many students come to me, and many messages I get where it said that sir, I couldn't find any job for ethical hackers. I searched on Naukri. There are only 5 to 6 jobs are there, and you said, sir, there are millions of jobs in India itself. Okay, I'm saying millions of jobs in India itself. Okay, I'm not lying. I'm not making things up. I'll show you the article, obviously. Okay, any business study article you follow, I'll show you. Okay, but before that, okay, so, and my student is telling me that, sir, there is only 5 to 6 jobs are there. Okay, now the thing is, this is the basic mistake we do. Obviously, this mistake can be rectified very easily. Like, you have to search the job with a proper keyword. Without these keywords, it cannot come up. Just go and search security analyst. You can see there are plenty of jobs. You can search security engineer. You can search penetration tester. You can search security architect. You can search security consultant. Whatever you search, you can see there are plenty of jobs. Okay, maybe some job requires some job are for beginner level, some job is for intermediate, and some job is for proper experts. Okay, now doesn't matter if some job is for proper expert. You have to see, to get into any field, you have to start from the beginner level, right? So you have to go to the beginner level job, and beginner level job is not like typing data and whole data entry, not data entry job I'm talking about. Obviously, even the beginner level job is start with the, you can start with the junior penetration tester, junior security analyst. Okay, you learn eventually, and the growth rate is very high in this field. The more you can learn, the more things you will absorb. Okay, while working practically, theoretically, everything. Okay, the more faster you become the expert. Okay, this is very very, I mean, right now if I can say about the job perspective, this is like a we talk things like that, right? That there's a goal post without a goalkeeper. You can score as many you want, right? This field is like this. Okay, there are 3.5 million vacancies right now. I'll show you the article. And this vacancy is increasing day by day because there are not enough security analysts. Okay, if I talk about 2 or 3 years back, there are not so many, but within these 2 or 3 years, there are now there are not the not up to the expectation at least, but there are still the number is going up. Okay, people are and right now learning about this cyber security. They are taking it as a profession, and everyone is starting to understand day by day. Whenever we open our TV, open our read newspaper, you will see at least one news of cybersecurity threat every day. Okay, like maybe ATM scamming, maybe this scamming, mobile phone scamming, mobile phone hacking, this hacking, data leak, data breach. Okay, there are so many things you will see. Okay, if you just start reading the articles. So day by day, the requirement of the cybersecurity analyst is increasing, right? This is the basically the job. Okay, so now you know about that, what you are trying to get into. Okay, now first thing, what you have to learn. Okay, and who will hire you? First of all, which companies can hire you, or which companies will hire any cybersecurity analyst, threat analyst, stock analyst, anything. Technology and internet companies, security software companies, defense companies, many government departments and defense and intelligence like IB, police, CID, anything. Many IT companies and IT divisions of companies in many industry sectors, e-commerce sector, bank, financial firms, credit and credit card companies, and much more. That means there are so many opportunities, as well as private jobs are already there, as well as government jobs. Similar number of government jobs are also there, because see, government is creating has created a database, other database. Now they need not one people, they need so many people to secure that database, right? Because even if an hacker, suppose, uh, can get access of that other database, you can you can just imagine the I mean the result of it. I mean, if an attacker can get all the details from the other database, scary, right? Now, so for that, government obviously need so many security analysts, threat analysts, every kind of security professional to protect that database. Not only other database, there are so many things. There are so many government organization, government departments. They need cybersecurity experts. So if you're looking for a government job, this is also the field. And if you just let me tell you by my experience, I have seen people trying for government job, and there are so many competition, there's so much competition in it, right? So you have to fight your way out. But in cybersecurity field, there are not so many to be honest, there are not so many cybersecurity experts, so the competition is very very less compared to other government exams. Okay, so if you're looking for the government job, this is also the right path to get the government job. If you're looking for a high salaried private job, this is obviously the right part right now, because as our technology is increasing, like if I say that 10 years back, Android was just coming, Java phones were huge thing, then Android came. Now there are so many things like iOS, and then Windows, Linux, every kind of operating system we are using. The technology is increasing, like we can unlock our phone with our fingerprint. There are so many things, right? So technology is updating day by day. Okay, maybe you learned a language today, maybe after 2 or 3 years, that language become irrelevant in IT industry. But every day, every time, no matter how much the technology has been developed or something, cybersecurity analyst has to be there. Cybersecurity expert has to be there. Why? Whatever you are doing, we're using the internet, we are switching to cloud. Within 5 years, everything will be on cloud. Kubernetes, if you are from IT industry, you heard that this term, Kubernetes cloud. Everything we are moving on to the cloud. Okay, now we need these security experts to secure these clouds. Okay, we use Google Photos, Google Docs, we use Google Drive. Okay, and we're thinking, yeah, this Google is secure. And why Google is secure? Because they have security analysts to protect that, right? So there is so many job opportunity you just cannot imagine if you learn it properly. It is not like magic. I get into this field, I get a job. No. First of all, nothing will come this easily, right? You have to study, you have to be focused, you have to be passionate about it, and trust me, the satisfaction of this job is, unbeatable in a way. Okay, I mean, every day there is a new challenge, there is new thing to learn, there is this kind of things. Okay, this kind of feeling you cannot beat. Obviously, that is important because otherwise, in other fields, you can feel burnout, right? Like, what am I doing? You're doing the same thing every day and something. Okay, I'm not again. Please, I'm not saying that other lines are bad and everything. I'm saying if you love, something thrilling, if you are passionate about doing something, new every day and all, this is the correct field. Now, let me tell you, I just explained all the things that what are the jobs and everything. Now the thing is, to get, if you're a beginner, now what do you need to learn to get into this field? Before learning ethical hacking, these are the things you have to learn. Like, the first thing is good knowledge of core Python and socket programming. Now what? Core Python language. Okay, now you can say, sir, I just know Java. Great, very good, very good. Java is also good language. Okay, but Python is basically used in this ethical hacking, not fully, not always Python. There is Go, there is C++, there is C programming, there is Java. Okay, but if you just learn Python for the starter, this is enough. Okay, in this field, to be honest, you have to learn almost everything gradually. Okay, so I'm just showing and saying that what you need to learn just to start. Okay, okay, and you can get a job at least. Then after getting the job, you can learn with the requirement whatever your job requires you to learn, right? Because in IT field, in any software, if you go into software development, network admin, or anything, any field you go, you have to learn every day, because every day things will update, so you have to learn. So now the first thing you have to learn is good knowledge of core Python and socket programming with Python. Okay, that is basically a combination you have to learn. Why socket programming? To create and understand hacking tool functionality. I mean, what are the tools we'll be using to secure networks and all. Maximum tools are created with Python. That's why I'm mentioning the Python here. Python is very important, and to be honest, the most easiest language to learn comparatively to any other language. If I said, if you know Java and if you see Python, you'll be like, why am I learning Java? With due respect to Java. Okay, but Python is very easy, right? If you have done it, you know. Then the now what is socket programming? Maybe this is the new term. Socket programming is nothing but programming the ports, network ports, creating a socket, opening a socket, creating a server and user communication thing. Okay, like we are requesting to Google, Google is responding, something like that. I mean, how it is happening? Obviously, programming is going on. Okay, so you have to learn this socket programming. You can just, I'll tell you where to find out. I mean, how to create socket programming and all. Okay, I'll tell you. Don't worry. Then you have to learn about RDBMS and connectivity with backend languages like PHP and Node.js. RDBMS is very important. Get into any website, any Flipkart, Flipkart maybe or something. Okay, suppose Flipkart. There has to be a database. You in any website, if you create an account and you logged in, that means there is a database who stores your username and password. So when you put your username and password in the login, so it will fetch from the database, and this is how it connects. Okay, so you have to learn this RDB, how to create databases, what are the commands in databases, and how to connect it with a backend language like PHP or Node.js. Okay, now why do you have to learn this? Because unless you know the methodology to create the thing, you cannot break the thing, because it is not like something just we are hammering it and breaking it into pieces, right? We have to break it logically. So to break it logically, we must know how to create these things logically. Now many of the students miss this part. Okay, I have so many, to be honest, I have seen many students in my career, uh, who come to me and who try to learn website penetration testing. I mean, how to hack into any website database and all, but they don't know about the language, about the process, about how a website is created. So if you don't know the language and the process, it is very difficult for you to understand how to break into it. Okay, it will be like what I will say in naturally that it will go like bouncer over our head, right? So you must know how to create things to break those things. Okay, right? Then there is JavaScript, JSON, and XML you have to learn. Uh, and to learn means I'm not saying you have to be expert in this JavaScript, JSON, XML, or RDBMS or PHP, Node.js. You don't have to be expert. You just have to learn the methodology. I mean, how JavaScript works, what are the codes in JavaScript, how this works, what are JSON, how this works. This kind of the very basic thing. I don't want you to create any web page. I don't want you to create any database. Okay. I mean, this job doesn't require you to create any database or create any web pages. Okay. Now the thing is that so what I'm saying. Okay. So you just have to gather the basic, very basic knowledge about this JavaScript and JSON and XML, that how this works. Otherwise, because every huh, in every, I'm very sorry, I'm just getting a disturbance right here. Just one second. Yeah. Now the thing is that every website use this JavaScript nowadays. Every website use this JSON, XML, and everything. Okay. Go to any website, you will find out. Okay, this JavaScript, JSON, XML, and this PHP or Node.js, in every website you will find this. Okay, so you have to understand these methodologies. Simple, very simple things. Okay, not to create anything. The next you have to learn what, the networking. Networking you obviously have to learn. Without networking, you cannot go any further in this field. Okay, why networking you have to learn? To understand the configuration and protocols and working methodologies of a local and wide area network. I mean, right now, suppose you are connected with a wireless access point in your home. I mean, through the Wi-Fi, you are connected with your mobile, with your laptop or something, right? How this connection happens? How you are getting the IP addresses? What are the types of IP addresses? What are the protocols responsible for this transaction? Right now, I'm doing this live in 3 platforms: in LinkedIn, in Facebook, and in YouTube. Now, how am I doing this? Without networking, will this wasn't possible, right? So without networking, this is not possible. So everything, we are surrounded by networking. We are surrounded by internet, right? So this internet is networking. So you have to understand about networking to break into things, to break into a network. Okay, so working functionalities you have to understand. Again, not very um, deep learning you need. Okay, I'm not saying you need to learn so many things you there so that you can become a network administrator. No, and see, you just have to understand this networking things. I mean, the protocols, what are the protocols responsible for, and this kind of things, to understand, to hack that thing. Okay, whatever I'm saying here is the prerequisites. Okay, this, if you know this kind of things, and obviously basic understanding of Linux operating system like Ubuntu. I mean, 90% of us using Windows. Okay, so we're familiar with Windows, how Windows works, what are the software, what are the commands and all. But Linux operating system is little bit different than Windows. And the hacking part, I'm not saying that we cannot do hacking without Windows, I mean, without Linux, but 90% will be done with Linux. I mean, Linux is the most compatible operating system with this field. Okay, the more you will use Linux, and this is my personal experience, from my personal experience I'm speaking, to be honest, if you are not addicted to play games in your computer, if you just work programs and all, then Linux is the best operating system you can use. Windows has so many issues, but Linux is something else. Okay, once you start using Linux, you will like it. Okay, and you have to understand. Okay, so this is the prerequisites you have to learn. Okay, I will tell you from where you can learn and all. Next, what are the courses you have to? I mean, after you completed these prerequisites and you know about this, now you get into the cybersecurity field. Okay, now you can say that, sir, this will take us months. I'm saying this will take you maximum hardly 3 to 4 months. Okay, if you study clearly, as I said, you don't need deep knowledge about it. You just need to understand the concepts. That's it. Okay, rest of the thing you will learn while working. Okay, while learning ethical hacking, you will know how to use these knowledges. Okay, now there is a certification course. Now I have heard from many students that what certification should we do, which certification has more value to it, and what are the things we have to learn while doing ethical hacking. So there are so many certifications from so many institutes and all and everything, so I'm going to just simple things for you. These things you have to learn. For start, certified ethical hacker by EC Council CH version 11. This you have to learn. This you have to acquire this certificate. For any job you must have this certificate. For any job in cybersecurity you must have this CEH version 11 certificate. Right now it is version 11. Okay, you must have this certificate. Okay, here you'll learn about the network and web application penetration testing methodology, system hacking. I mean all the basic things. I mean, this is like the gateway to your cybersecurity. If you pass this exam, now you're a certified ethical hacker. Now you can kickstart it. Now you can start your career as a professional and all. Okay, also you have to focus on there. Now there are 2 3 segments in penetration testing, like network penetration testing, pen testing a server, active directories, networks and all, internet devices and all. Then there comes web application penetration testing. Penetration testing, I mean the websites. Okay, web servers, websites. These are very important, very important. Okay, why this is important, I will tell you. Then comes mobile application penetration testing. Obviously, this is also important. Mobile application penetration testing. Okay, you can hack into mobiles and all. So these are the things is you have to learn for the starter to get into a job. At least you must have this CS certificate, and you must have sound knowledge of web application and network penetration testing, and you will get a job. 100% you will get a job. I'm not talking as a company that learn from us and get 100% job. I'm not talking as that. I'm talking learn it from anywhere, learn it yourself, learn it from any institute, from anywhere. If you complete this 3 part, you will get a job at least. But obviously you must have some degree, technical degrees, obviously, to back it up. Okay, and then also you don't need, sometimes you don't need, if you have knowledge in this field, to be honest, uh, you don't need even that technical degree. Also sometimes your knowledge can get you a job in this field. Knowledge is more valued than your past educational backgrounds. I mean, it is not necessary that you should be from a science background, you should be from computer background. You can be from electrical engineering background, you can be from electronics engineering background, you can be from commerce background. Does not matter. If you have the knowledge about it, you will crack the job, guaranteed. Okay, but that easy as it sounds, obviously it is not going to be that easy. You have to understand that. Okay, when a job can offer you very high salary, very high job opportunities are there, obviously you have to fight. I mean, you have to study very hard. To be honest, you have to study very hard. Okay, but to be clear, once you start studying, if you like this subject, it won't look like a struggle to you. Okay, very easy sometimes. Then there is advanced level certifications like CPENT, certified pen tester by EC Council again, then licensed penetration tester LPT by EC Council again, and then there is another certification by OpenShift security certified pen tester, which is OSCP. But to crack this OSCP exam or the CPENT exam for the or this LPT exam, you must know all of these things. Is you have to complete CH, you must have very good knowledge of network penetration and web application and mobile. Then you can crack these exams. These are advanced level certifications. Okay, so first basically focus on this knowledges: certified ethical hacker, network penetration, web application penetration. Then you can get a job, and after that, while doing the job, you can get these certifications to, obviously upgrade your position in a company, or you have to, if you have to switch any company, or you want to get much higher salary, then you can get these certificates. Okay, so my personal recommendation is, don't do this CP and LPT or OSCP before getting a job. You can go for OSCP obviously, but don't go for CP and LPT where, if you're not doing a job right now in cybersecurity field. So my suggestion is, first get a job with these knowledges, then get into these certifications. Okay, so you will know, because these certifications basically need some practical level of knowledge that you cannot acquire without getting the job sometimes. Okay, but this OSCP you can also get. This can land you a very very high salaried job, trust me. Okay, you can, I know you guys are smart, you can just go to YouTube and check what I'm saying. Okay. Now see, now before starting this session, I saw a comment from someone that asking for a job, for asking for, as not asking for a job, I mean job opportunities, wants to know, or she wanted to know about job opportunities and all. So let me show you. As I said, if you search the right keyword, if I click, I searched with the keyword security analyst here, and see how many jobs are there. 624 security analyst jobs. Okay, 624. Now if I modify, and if I just write penetration testing, for security analyst there were 624 jobs right now. Okay, for penetration testing, 582 jobs. Okay, so you have to go through those keywords. Okay, next, application security. Okay, so this is only in Naukri.com. There are another job portals also. Okay, so 4005 jobs are there for application security. 4005 job requirement. Okay, okay. Some of these jobs are, as I said, this cloud security. Some of these jobs, as I said, will be for beginner, will be for intermediate, and will be for expert level, like 8 to 10 year, 12 to 18 year experience, and these salaries will be like 25, 26, 30 lakh per year or something, for 40 lakh. Okay, much more than that also, maybe sometimes. Okay, so there are so many things you can search. So this is the job opportunities. Okay, so you just have to use the correct keyword whenever you are searching. Okay, now see, almost everything I have explained for the beginner. There are two fields also. I was talking about penetration testing, and there is another field called threat analyst, where you have to do CHFI, certified hacking forensic investigator by EC Council. You can go for certified SOC analyst from EC Council. You can, there are SANS course also. I mean, there are so many courses also. You will know. You can get into threat analyst jobs also. Now, I said earlier that there will be 3.5 million job vacancies within upcoming 3 to 5 years. See, it's not, I'm not making this up. This is the business standard, and one of the most what I can say important media channel here. India will be short of 3.5 million cybersecurity jobs by year end. And when was this article updated? August 4th. I mean, last month. By the year end, 3.5 million in India only. I'm talking about in India, 3.5 million jobs. Not even government can, open these kind of positions. Okay, that many vacancies. So, 3.5 million means, you know the maths, almost 35 lakhs, I guess, right? So the number is huge. Okay, so if you start studying today, within 7 or 8 months, you will be ready to get a job. And obviously, there's so many things to learn. There are so many aspects to explore in this field. Still, okay. Now let's talk about another thing. What it says: Indian cyber services industry to hit 13.6 billion by 2025. Now, only who studies business will understand, or maybe if you keep tabs of these things. I mean, 13.6 billion by the by the end of 2025, the total revenue of the cybersecurity industry. That means cybersecurity industry is going to be a huge, what I can say in industry term, I can say it will go boom. Okay, to be honest. Okay, there are so many things to learn today if you're pursuing your graduation. Okay, and if you're thinking about being this and that, you must consider this thing, because there will be so many job openings. And to be honest, this COVID scenario actually helped in some way. Obviously, this is a very bad situation, I can say, but this kind of helped this cybersecurity industry. I mean, everything, when everything is going online, more security experts are needed to secure every communication and all. Okay, so right now everything is going online. So the more we go online, the more we advance. Go through technological advancements, the more cybersecurity experts we need. Okay, see. Okay, so these are very popular news articles. You can search. Now comes, there is another field. Suppose right now you are studying and you don't you are not eligible for job or something, you are doing something and you want to get into this field, you can start with this freelancing. Just sit at your home doing this bug bounty and done. Now what is bug bounty? Bug bounty is like, there are some platforms like Bugcrowd, HackerOne. These platforms, you search the bug bounty platforms. In these platforms, top companies like Alibaba, like Geo, like there are so many companies: Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, Oracle, there are IBM. Every company post once a year or twice a year that they launch a bug bounty program. Every company. Now what is this bug bounty program? That they will invite hackers from all over the world and they will ask them to hack into their network and report it to them. I mean, that is like what I said in auditing, penetration testing. That is almost similar thing, but it is freelancing. You are not working for your company, any company. You are working on your own. Okay, in this bug bounty, if you can find a bug, you can report it to the company and they will award you. Now, how much maximum you can get? There are minimum you can get at least $21, $35. So many short price you can get. But if you can find a very big vulnerabilities. See, Facebook awards 55K dollar bug bounty for third party vulnerabilities. So Facebook is awarding $55,000. If you can find the bug, you can get $55,000 from Facebook. Okay, this is from Facebook. Let's go to any other. Indian hacker wins rupees 22 lakh from Facebook for highlighting Instagram bug. So that guy found an Instagram bug and got 22 lakh rupees from Facebook. This guy. Nice. Okay, so this is like freelancing. See, there are so many news. Like, Indian girl gets over rupees 22 lakh bounty from Microsoft for finding bug in Azure cloud. Now, maybe you have seen this. It is very recent, June 28th. Okay, this girl. Now, fun fact is, she is actually an MBBS student. She is not from any technical background like computer or something. She is MBBS student, and she had a knack about this. To learn about cybersecurity. So she did it on her own. She found this bug and got awarded. Now she is working for a company. Okay, she left MBBS. Now she is working for a company. Okay, so as I said, knowledge is important in this field. It doesn't matter which background from you are. Okay. Then there comes another news from Apple. Got 75 lakh. Indian finds bug in Apple, and this is very recent. These are very recent news. 2020, 2021. Okay, so many things you can find. Okay, but to be honest, you have to study. You have to follow this path if you want to become a professional hacker and something. This is the path you have to follow. This is the course you have to follow. You have to learn within 2-3 months, and then you have to get into this field. If you directly jump into this field, to be honest, I have seen many students, you won't develop any interest in this topic because you won't be able to understand 50% or 60% of this topic if you ignore these things. Okay, very important. If you ignore ABCD, you cannot write a paragraph or an essay, right? You must know how to write ABCD or how to form a sentence. So this is like this. You have to learn this, and then you can go on with this. And once you complete the CH, by that time you will know what you have to do, okay, for your future and all. Okay, so this is basically was motive of my session today, I think. Yeah, now let's see if you have any questions, if I can answer that. If you don't have any questions, then it's okay. You guys can ping us in at ISOEH website or in our ISOEH website anytime you want. Okay, let's see. Okay, whoever is interested, whoever is doing something, asking something, anyone, let's see. What about the forensic investigation? Yes, because forensic investigation is very important. Forensic investigator come when crime has been happened, I mean, hacking already done, someone hacked into your account, hacked into some company's network or something, then the forensic investigator come to find out who hacked that system. So forensic investigator are like the police. I mean, we all familiar with that CID show, but that forensic investigator, yeah, find out that this is the thing, this is the DNA of the criminal or something. So we have to find the forensic investigator does the same thing. It's like digital forensic, and this is one of the finest field. If you want to be a threat analyst, you must know forensic investigation. Okay, very very good field. Even I personally like this field very much, forensic investigation. But for that also you need to do CEH first. Okay, what kind of cybersecurity does an IT engineer need? Cybersecurity doesn't, that a normal phone user needs? No, obviously not. I mean, if you are an IT engineer, okay, to be honest, it is very important for you to develop your career, right? I'm not talking about switching your career, I'm saying about develop your position in the company. So trust me, to be honest, let me know when, suppose I'm taking an interview of two students. One student is very very intelligent, a 9 pointer BTech grad student, and another one is also the same, also maybe not 9 pointer, maybe the 8 pointer student, just a little bit difference in knowledge. But that 8 pointer student has a degree of cybersecurity. Now I can see two guys, one who can build me softwares, and another one who can build me softwares and also teach me, also can protect that software. So who am I going to hire? Obviously that guy who knows how to create it and also how to protect it. So this is for your career advancement in IT. If you're working in an IT, you must know that IT works in this way. The more flexible you can become, the more job opportunities, the more salary you will get. That is end of the day, that is the most important thing. Satisfaction and salary, right? In this job, you can get both. Okay. Uh, what is penetration testing? I already explained the penetration testing. Uh, the penetration testing is like find the vulnerability and exploit those vulnerability in any system, any network, any website or anything. Okay, that exploiting is the penetration testing part, and that means you are penetrating into their network, okay, forcefully or something, logically. Okay, that is penetration testing, and that is the most highly, uh, you know, is, wanted in this IT industry. I mean, to be honest, in this field. Now, yeah, I'm using Linux Mint actually. Yes. Is there any government exam jobs related to cybersecurity? Government does not directly hire any cybersecurity expert. They don't directly put up the ad that I want a cybersecurity expert. They put it up for different role. Like there is an exam for IB SCIO. You can search IB exam, Intelligence Bureau exam, SCIO. They recruit directly. From that, if you know about cybersecurity, they will shift you into cybersecurity. Then there is CID vacancies, then there is police vacancies. And if you know, like one of my student, to be honest, was just I think he was assistant sub inspector, I guess. Yeah, and he did CH and CHFI from us, and now he is shifted to CID crime branch. Okay, I mean cyber crime branch. Okay, so their government don't directly recruit, but if you know, they will shift. Okay, it is like that. Government works in some mysterious ways, to be honest, and they don't want you to reveal that you are working for that this field, because if you are working for any cyber crime, or if you are working as cybersecurity analyst in government firms, um, obviously you have to be secure, you, and you shouldn't tell everyone that, right? It is about your security. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so hopefully this session was obviously short, so hopefully I covered all the aspects. Okay, and if you have any more queries, already our you can come to our website, get into live chat. You can ping us on Facebook, LinkedIn, in our YouTube channel. Okay, wherever you want, you can ask any question. We are here to help. Okay, any query about this field, if you want to get into this field, any query you can ask us always. Okay, so thank you for attending the session. Okay, so let's I'm ending the session here today. Thank you for attending, okay, everyone, and hopefully I'll come up with a new interesting topic in the next live. Okay, and maybe with little bit more time. Okay, so okay, bye, and